Hi friends, welcome back. We have been learning all about the Sfirat HaOmer, right? Counting down the days from when the Jewish people left Mitzrayim to when they got the Torah on Matan Torah. Now we learned the first story last week of why we have Lag BaOmer, right? We learned all about how Rabbi Akiva had so many students and they were such great people. But they did not have Ahavat Yisrael. They were fighting. They didn't love their fellow Jew. So Hashem started to make them sick. And on the 33rd day of the Omer, on Lamed Gimel, Lag BaOmer, they started to get better. So we celebrate that. But there is another reason that we celebrate Lag BaOmer. You ready? We're going to learn it right now. So Rabbi Akiva had a lot of students. And one of his students was Rabbi Shiman bar Yochai. Now remember we learned that this was during the times of the Roman soldiers. And just like the Greeks, they didn't want anyone learning Torah. They wanted the Jewish people to listen to them and not to Hashem. So they got angry and they said, no more Torah. So Rabbi Shiman bar Yochai, he, just like the Jewish people during Hanukkah, he continued to learn and teach Torah. He would teach the Jewish people Torah and all the Jewish children. And one day the Romans, they found out. And they got angry. And they were looking for him. They said, where is Rabbi Shiman bar Yochai? And he found out. So he took him and his son. And they ran. And they hid in a cave. Just like in Hanukkah, they hid in the cave. And is there any food in a cave? Is there any water in a cave? No. So Hashem, he made a very big miracle, and right outside of the cave grew a carob tree. And so that was what he would use to eat. But then how is he going to drink? So Hashem made another miracle, and he made a river come outside the cave so he can drink whenever he was thirsty. Now Rabbi Shiman bar Yochai and his son, they were in this cave for 12 years. 12 years! And so they got so used to learning Torah that they forgot that there's other things to do in the world. So they came out one day after 12 years and they saw a farmer and he was working in the field. Right? He was working in the field. And they said, why aren't you learning Torah? Why are you working? And they got really upset. And Hashem said, you have to go back into the cave until you are ready to learn that it's not just about learning Torah. You have to have Ahavat Yisrael, you have to love your fellow Jew, and you have to do mitzvahs, and we have to go to work. It's not just learning Torah, right? If we go to work, we can make money, and then we can give tzedakah, which is a mitzvah. So Rabbi Shiman bar Yochai went back into the cave for another 12 years, and he finally came out, and he was ready to be in the world, and he was ready to work and be kind and do mitzvahs. Now on Lag BaOmer, many years later, he was old and he passed away. But he told his students, I don't want you to be sad. You should be happy. You should celebrate all the Torah that we've learned and all the time we spent together learning, and you should continue learning. So now, because of Rabbi Akiva's students stopped getting sick and Rabbi Shiman bar Yochai, he passed away and told us to be happy, we celebrate Lag BaOmer, the 33rd day of the Omer, Lamed Gimel. Bye. Thank you for joining me.